Here on the 49ers Report, we're pushing out free daily videos and we're approaching 60,000 subscribers, a monster milestone here on YouTube. If you want free daily videos covering all things Niners news and rumors year-round with the best coverage during the season, during the offseason, NFL draft, as well as free agency, hit that red subscribe button. And with that, let's answer your questions for this upcoming mailbag right here on the channel. We start this mailbag with this question coming in from Great1765. How many touchdowns do you see Trey throwing for this upcoming season? I projected his numbers back a couple weeks ago. I think if Trey Lance here in his first year as a starter, and let's hope that he's the starting quarterback this year and it's not Jimmy Garoppolo, if he can throw for 20 touchdowns and run for like 7 more, I think it's a pretty good season. First year as a starter, combining for like 27, let's say 30 touchdowns, be a really good year. And keep in mind, Kyle Shanahan, that outside zone scheme, he loves running the football. And I think this Niners offense, especially with what they did in the NFL draft, they're going to be a physical, downhill, running offense that could really beat opponents up. That's something to keep an eye out for. And, of course, if they run the football to great degrees of success, that would certainly impact Trey Lance's numbers. All that matters at the end of the day, his development, his confidence, and the win-loss column. Edson Dart next up. You can't make a deal if Deebo don't pick up the phone. Yeah, and I think that Deebo Samuel and San Francisco are going to come to an agreement at some point on a contract extension. I think the A.J. Brown extension with the Philadelphia Eagles is actually good news for Deebo because I think that he can go to the negotiating table and he can get something in the neighborhood of what A.J. Brown got. Once that extension kicks in, he gets $25 million per year. There's some guaranteed money there that I think is appealing to Deebo and his camp. I think Deebo can land that type of bag. Tassi or Tassi, hopefully I pronounced it right one of the 2 times. Will Mitchell be ready when the season starts, coming back from his knee injury? Yes, he got a minor cleanup procedure on his knee. It bothered him a little bit last year. He also said he's put on more weight going into year 2 to deal with the rigors and the physicality of the National Football League. He's expected to be ready by training camp and this season. The answer to that question is yes. WTP Niners, when are we going to see Trey Sermon? So what's interesting is that for the second consecutive year, San Francisco went running back in round 3. That's why a lot of people don't like that Ty Davis Price pick in the 3rd round, because last year in 2021, they went Trey Sermon with that 3rd round pick. Now, I think both are similar running backs, and I think when the Niners evaluate and scout backs, they don't want backs like a LaShawn McCoy or a Saquon Barkley who dance in the hole. They want one-cut runners who see the hole and they attack it. That's what Ty Davis Price brings to the table. In addition to bringing the thump and the boom, he has so much physicality to his game, and I really, really like the physical component to his game and the fact that he can identify the hole, hit it, and he doesn't have pull-away speed by any means, but he'll run your ass over. Boom! What's the biggest need for the 49ers? Let me know right now following the NFL draft. Another inside joke here at Chat Sports. Willie Bet, shout out to you. A great, and I mean great new addition. He is a come in first, leave last type of guy. Can't say that about anybody. What's the biggest need for San Francisco? Boom. Let me know in the comment section right now. Matt Williams, how do you feel about how the O-line is coming along? Going into the draft, I was certainly a little bit concerned. And look, it is hard to project what offensive linemen can be going from college to the pro game. Spencer Burford, he was great at UTSA, thrived at tackle, played very well at guard. Does that translate? Does Zach Eckert translate as well? Does a Donovan West UDFA signing ending up being a good one for San Francisco? I think he could be a very, very good center down the road. I was shocked he didn't get drafted. A lot of teams just don't prioritize centers in the draft, unlike the Baltimore Ravens, who went Tyler Linderbaum in round 1. I thought that was a smart pick. Why? Because I think Linderbaum can play and be effective like a Jason Kelce type for the next 7 to 10 years. Next question coming in from Garcia Brothers. Garcia Brothers, what it do? Chase, do you think Deebo Samuel is the reincarnation of Jerry Rice? I don't. He's a different player. He's a different breed, different type of skill set. Deebo is a do-it-all type of player who isn't the natural wide receiver that Jerry Rice is. And Jerry Rice, when I was a kid, That's what helped me fall in love with the game of football. I popped in a VHS tape, and it was video of Jerry Rice working out in the offseason in the desert hills of California, running hills, working on his stamina and his footwork. And I was like, Jerry Rice is the GOAT, and I still maintain that belief. Jerry Rice is the best wide receiver in the history of the game, in my opinion. Sure-handed, great route runner, excellent speed. The numbers during an era in which teams didn't always prioritize passing the football were absolutely great. If you love the 49ers, and you're still watching our mailbag right here on the channel, this is what I want you to do. Get into the comment section and type faithful. The Niners repping San Francisco, Niner Empire, type faithful right now. Hugo, what's good, my guy? If Deebo was to get traded, what do you think he will be able to do under another coaching staff? The coaching staff at the Niners made it possible for him to be as great as he is. So go onto my Twitter page at Chase_Senior, and I explained this during a show this week, talking about Deebo Samuel. He's perfect for San Francisco, and San Francisco is perfect for Deebo Samuel. I love my job here at Chat Sports. I can't imagine being anywhere else. Everything about my job is perfect. Why would I want to leave? They put me in a position to succeed, and I think I give back to the company and I add value here. The same can be said for Deebo Samuel. If you watching right now are in a great professional position, you're making good money, you're surrounded by good coworkers who you like working with as well as going out with, and your bosses are supportive of what you do, as long as you're making solid money and you're not getting disrespected by that next salary conversation, then why would you leave that gig for the unknown? Because the grass ain't always greener. Now, if the 49ers disrespected Deebo with that contract extension offer, then of course he has the right to be frustrated. But they have to find a way to make it work. And I think the Niners want to, based on everything that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have had to say over the last couple of weeks. EJ Redemption, get PJ Walker. Look, I went to Temple University. While I was there, I was watching Temple football. PJ Walker is a good backup quarterback. I think he's still under contract with Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. I certainly have to check up on that. But PJ Walker in the XFL was awesome, man. And at Temple University, had the luxury of watching all of his games because I did play-by-play in color and, got an opportunity to interview him a few times. His path has been great, and I think he's a very viable second, probably better third-string quarterback. Michael Fernandez, $10 super chat, just sending in a super chat sticker. Michael Fernandez, throughout our live coverage last weekend during the NFL draft, appreciated all of your super chats, and I appreciate that one as well, allowing me to eat dinner tonight. Lucius, I got to find a way to pronounce your name right. I think you DM me on Twitter at some point. Either way, apologies if I continue to butcher it. Nick Foles is a great backup. If there was a backup quarterback to be a starter for a season, it would be Foles. Absolute stud and winner. I agree. If you're watching this live, that's what I said during our live show. I'd take a waiver on Nick Foles. And I think when he's been with a good coaching staff like he was with Philadelphia and the offense is catered to what he does well, he can put up numbers and he can have some good games. Now, he's been a backup for a reason because it's very hot and cold. Some games, he'll light the opposing defense on fire. Other games, he can't complete a simple out route, but with a good coaching staff, he could play pretty well. That's what Kyle Shanahan could help him with. John Wallace, my guy, what's good, brother? Jerry always will be San Francisco. 49er faithful, how do you think we fared defensively after the draft? So you're talking about Jerry Rice being the number one wideout. I totally agree with that. How do I think the defense will do? I think the defensive line could be one of the best, if not the best in the NFL. You already have one of the best receiving cores. The secondary is solid, and I think all you need is for the secondary to be solid because you're getting a bunch of pressure on opposing quarterbacks. And I always say this, man, if they don't have time to throw, if they don't have time to go through their progressions and pick apart defenses, it doesn't matter what's going on in that secondary if that quarterback is on his ass. Daniel Middleton, Ty Davis Price is my favorite draft pick. Look, going into the draft, I thought, okay, and I had a mock to the Niners once or twice. So too with Danny Gray. Call me the genie. Fourth, fifth, sixth round would have been cool with Ty Davis Price. Going running back, third round, back-to-back years, I didn't really understand it. You watch the film, I like it. Nearly 6 yards per carry after halftime last year with LSU on a down LSU team. Kyle Shanahan, he loves those one cut runners, who are able to see the hole, hit the hole very, very quickly. TDP is that guy, and I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun with TBP. Follow me on Twitter at Chase_Senior. It's the same handle on Instagram as well. Always love chopping it up with the faithful, with the Niner gang. Here at Chat Sports, I cover the NFL as a whole as I appear on a bunch of our channels. Of course, I cover the 49ers Report. One of the primary duties that I have, cover the NBA as well as college football. And right now, good opportunity to chop it up and talk some NBA. So make sure you give me a follow at Chase_Senior. Appreciate all of the support in advance.